All right, guys. So let's go to the Greek Septuagint, okay, and let's look at Ecclesiastes, the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 7. Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 7. Okay, praise God. We looked at the Hebrew. Okay, so let's look at the Greek. Now let's look at it. Okay. It says over here, kai epistrepse ata choma es den gain kathos eta kai ta panuma epistrepse es tantean ostis edoken auta. Is that clear? Is that clear? If it's not clear, let's just study it together. Okay, it's not so hard to read. A lot of these words are in the New Testament. Okay, remember that the Old Testament is in the Old contained, the New Testament is in the New explained. The Old Testament is in the Old concealed, the New Testament is in the New revealed. That's a hermeneutical rule that cannot be broken. Okay, that's in the Bible. Hermeneutics is in the Bible. It's in, I believe it's in chapter 1 of the Gospel Kata Ioanne. Okay? Hermeneutics is around verse 40 something. Okay? Hermeneutics. It's in the Bible. The art and science of biblical interpretation is in the Bible. You see what I'm saying? So let's check it out. Now, remember the teaching. Okay? That the dust has one destination that it's going to go to, and then the spirit has another destination that it's going to go to. Okay? That's just, it's just like, it's just like, the honeymooners getting the wrong ticket. Okay? Or something like that. You understand what I'm saying? They were supposed to go to this convention and stuff like that. They weren't going to bring their wives, but then they wanted to bring their wives because they had no choice. And so they go, the wives are not on the train. But the problem is they were on their own train, not the wives. And they were going to Virginia. They weren't supposed to go to Virginia. You understand what I'm saying? It's just a deal. Okay. So, I mean, these are two different destinations. The earth and God. But let's check it out. Ecclesiastes, okay, all right, spells it out. What's found and recorded, spells out what's found and recorded in Psalm 146 and verse 4. And, what we read in Genesis chapter 2. Or Genesis chapter 3, really, basically. Genesis chapter 3. We see Adam being made in chapter 2, and where he's going to return to, okay, at least part of his human constitution anyway, okay, one of 3 parts, okay, in chapter 3. The other 2 parts, okay, the soul and the spirit have to return to God. And it's just what it says right here. Okay? Now, let's read, before we get into this, let's read, okay, to refresh our minds, Psalm 146 and verse 4. We have to refresh our minds that it doesn't say that it returns to God, but then Ecclesiastes steps in and answers that. Okay, so let's go to Genesis. You understand what I'm saying? Let's go to, the book of Psalms, rather. Okay, there's Isaiah right there. Psalms is right there. Psalmoi in Greek. The iota is making that plural there. All right, so let's go all the way to the Hallelujah Psalms, the last 5 Psalms, and just punch in here, punch this tab 146. You understand what I'm saying? And verse 4. Let's read this. We already saw, but let's read it again. His spirit, okay, meaning the person who's going to die, his spirit departs, but it doesn't say departs to be with God. That's the problem, though. This is incomplete for our teaching. We need further revelation. Well, the only revelation that we get is not from the pamphlets and magazines from the tower. We get it from here, the Bible. And so Ecclesiastes, and I'm going to read the English in Ecclesiastes because somebody probably accused me, well, you're not reading in English. I'll read English, Angelo. English, okay? Okay, I'll read the English, you naughty boy. I'm going to read it, and then after that, the Greek. Okay, I'll give you a chance. It says, his spirit, okay, departs. Okay, fine. We'll get the conclusion of that. Where it departs to. He returns to, okay, the earth. Okay? This is a different clause. He returns to the earth. In that very day, his thoughts perish. Not his soul and spirit. You understand what I mean? But the two locations are spelled out in 12:7 of Ecclesiastes. You understand what I'm saying? Now, we already saw the Hebrew and the Greek concerning to this. We're not going to do it again. We already saw that in the No Annihilation series, and we're in the No Annihilation series. So if you want to see that, just go to study, Psalm 146, and so that's just the deal. You understand what I'm saying? There goes the bell. It tolls for thee. If you don't believe in Jesus, you understand what I'm saying? You heard that bell? Well, one day you're going to hear it spiritually. It's going the time ran out on your life. Okay. I'm just saying. Don't be an unbeliever forever. You understand what I'm saying? There will come that clock that will tick to the very last second. It's just a deal. You know that, right? All right. Now, so let's go to Ecclesiastes. I mean, that's just you think you're gonna be alive here forever? Thoughts perish, meaning the plans. Not the soul, but the plans of man perish. Perished. We went through that already. We'll have to, do it again. Ecclesiastes, you understand what I'm saying? Chapter 12, last chapter. I mean, just a deal. Verse 7. What does it say in English before the Greek? We don't speak Greek at the tower, Angelo. See, that's the problem. Not that you don't speak it, but you don't know it. Then the dust will return to the earth. The dust will return to the earth as it was. It's true. When a body goes into the ground, it returns to the dust. It's true. Doesn't care if you're Elvis Presley. Doesn't care if you're Michael Jackson. Doesn't care if you're Prince. Doesn't care if you're, whoever. Jacqueline Kennedy, Kennedy. Muhammad, there's no respect to persons of dust. You understand what I'm saying? To the dust. From the dust. The dust doesn't respect anybody. Oh, well, I'm not going to make this dust into me again because the thing is, if dust could speak, you understand what I'm saying? Because this was Prince from Purple Rain. No. Doesn't care. Billions upon billions of people are dead. Billions, though. Since the beginning of time. Sexy and sassy ones, and that's just a deal. Doesn't make a difference if you use a cell phone or not. You understand what I mean? That's just a deal. Everybody's dead. Who's dead? Meaning the body's dead, but they're alive in shield. All right, let's read this again without interruption. Then the dust will, not may, but will return to the earth. As it was. And, see, there's a different clause. You dummies at the tower. I'm just saying, I can't read. And the spirit, see? And the spirit, not the dust this time, but the spirit will return to God. Who gave it? There you go, okay? Okay, now I can read the Greek, okay? You understand. Don't say that, we don't read Greek, Ange. We don't read it. Well, see, that's your sticking problem, though. You're denying the deity of Christ. You don't even, one Greek word. I take that back. Logos and theos. That's about it. And it's hard. Okay? Is that what I'm saying? But you don't know nothing else. Just saying. But now we can go to the Greek because these children know how to play. Now they know how to play, so, we can go to the Greek. And also, this is for the Greek geek. Okay. The people who know. You see? Okay. So let's check it out. It says over here, recorded. It says Kai and, also even, both. It could be it could be used to translate a whole bunch of things. It's a conjunction. It's a linking word. It's a cumulative connective. You understand what I'm saying? Kai. Nowadays pronounced K in modern Greek. You understand what I'm saying? Epistrepse will return. Now, where's the will in this Greek, though? It's in the PC. It's in the PC. The precede contains the sigma sounding sound. Okay, and remember the sigma, or sometimes epsilon sigmas in liquids. Liquids are stems that end in an L, M, N, or R in Greek. Lambda, mu, nu. Nowadays pronounce me and ni, and ro. Don't say ro. That's lazy for the Greeks. It's lazy. Don't say ro. Say ro. Like that. If you can't, just remember when you used to do things in school. Play with cars and stuff like that. You used to say... It's just an excuse. Don't say ro. The Greeks don't like that. You don't think I can't say ro, Ange? Well, just remember when you were a child. That's all. Eh. The Greeks don't like ro. It's cheap. Instead. This is fun. Epistrepse. So listen. So you form the future tense. What is the future tense formative? What is forming this what to be in the future? This will happen. Don't tell me I forgot the what. I'm getting like these runny nose JWs. Is that what I said? Okay, is that what I said? Stesitai, that's the word. I mean, I have an excuse. I'm getting old. Stesitai. Okay, he will stand or he will rise. Found and recorded in verse 3 of the Greek Septuagint, chapter 5 of Micah. Okay, and I needed that because the running nose JW told me, there you go, verse 5 in the English anyway. Verse 5 verse 4 at chapter 5, Micah says, okay, that he has a God. No, that's in the future. That's a future tense. Okay, he will rise. And because he will rise in the future and do this and that, he will have a God. It's not for that time, eh? It's in the future tense. Okay, tell me, says the runny nose Mark from Missouri, his sexy JW. Really, one of my best friends, though. Okay, I love him to death. He's a JW, but anyway, he used to be a football player. He was wearing all them tights. You know what I'm saying? All right. Tell me what makes it, what puts it into the future. Can you please explain that for us, please? I'll give you 5 minutes. I'll even give you 10 minutes, please. Go ahead. And I have a recording of it, so I said, okay, thank you. Thank you for the time. Okay. What puts this one into the future, and that one also, but we're not talking about that one now. Okay, is a sigma. In this case, though, there's no plain sigma there. Why? Because the stem ends in a P. So you do have a P and an S letter that can be used to keep the integrity of the stem and at the same time introduce the sigma sound, the future transformative. You can't see it. Is underneath the accidents of this trident, which is the weapon of the false god of deceit, Poseidon. That's what it is. It looks like a pitchfork. Well, that's his weapon. That's the weapon of the false god Poseidon, the god of deceit. That's his trident. That's his pitchfork. You ever saw Mask Avengers? The martial art movie. It's not a great martial art movie. The martial arts in it is great. When it comes to the last scene and some scenes in the middle, stuff like that, it's a lousy movie. It's always okay. From a 1 to 10, it's like I don't know. I mean, it's like a 3 or a 4. I'm not gonna even give it a 5. It's really bad. But the fighting is incredible. I mean, the Venoms are always good anyway, and all the movies that they make, fighting wise anyway. The movie could stink, but the fighting, it just could be amazing. It's always amazing with the Venoms. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, getting back to this. We in English say, I will go to the store. You use the helping word will to put something in the future. I will go to the store. The Greeks don't do that. I mean, sometimes they use thelo. Okay, fine. I understand. But what they do is put a sigma, okay, after the stem. After the stem to form the future. It's called the future tense formative because it forms the future. That's how you know that this is in the future. Will return. See, will return. Not that he returned already. That'll be the aorist, or maybe the perfect tense like that, or is returning. That'll be a participial construction, or whatever the case may be, or maybe in the imperfect tense. Okay, was returning, or whatever the case may be, like that. But we're not talking about those tenses. We're talking about the future tense. You understand what I'm saying? The sigma, which means to synchronize, by the way. Anyway, that's why probably they used it. Sigma means to synchronize, just like alpha means to rise, beta means of basis of foundation, gimel, or not gimel, that's Hebrew. Okay, gamma means like a stem of the plant, perfect letter to form the word Genesis. Genesis. You understand what I'm saying? Beta means divine in and of itself. Like omega has to do something with emerging, like that. You understand what I'm saying? All these letters mean something, in Greek, all of them. Anyway, so over here says epi strepse, and the sigmas, at least you can't see the sigma, but at least the sigma sound is there, and the kasi can do the same thing. So the kasi can be used for the future, the psi can be used for the future, just the sigma can be used for the future. Blep, and what is it? Let me see something. The psi, okay, can be used for the future as well, like in the word blepso. Okay, keeping the integrity of the stem, blep, and then adding the future tense sound anyway of the sigma, okay, to form the future. But sometimes it's not in a combination of letters, they have to kill two birds with one stone. That's why they use those combination sound letters. But sometimes you could just see the sigma, right there. Ekeruxo, it could be used also, but those letters can be used also for other tenses, like the aorist tense. He preached, so the kasi will be used, so it's not only for the future. So don't think when you see a kasi, or, there's only going to be in the future. It could be an aorist, because it could be using the sigma in that case to form the aorist, to form the first aorist. But anyway, a simple completed action anyway, I know that all aorists are not created equally, but that's just the deal. But let's go on though, okay? So far it says over here, kai epistrepse, and this is in the future. And will return, okay, the dust, choma. Choma is dust, okay? The is the article ta. It's a neuter article. Is one of 24 articles in Greek. All of them are not different. Some of them are the same. Ta can be an article used in the nominative, okay, and ta can be, or the omicron can be used also for the accusative. Ta with an alpha, in that situation, we'll put it into the plural, both for the nominative and the accusative. You know what I'm saying? And there are other similarities. The ton genitive article, it could be all across the board for all the genders. Ton, masculine, feminine, and neuter genders. And you got the two in that side of the paradigm. For the genitive, okay, singular, that could be is used for the masculine and the neuter. And you got tho and the dative singular, and those articles are, this is the same construction for two different genders. Okay? Tois, also for the dative plural, can be used for the neuter and also for the masculine. You understand what I'm saying? I hope I'm not skipping one. I think I mentioned all of them already, I think, right? Tain, ta, those are different. I mentioned the tas and the ta, and the ta and the ta, with an alpha and an omicron, so I think I mentioned all of them. So it's about like maybe 16 or 17 different articles, but 24 in all, okay, makes up the article paradigm. Okay? Okay, from ha to ta, all the way down the board. Alright, so that's just a deal. So, okay, ta, that's a neuter article. Like ta panuma, because panuma is neuter. But we're talking about grammatical gender when it comes to the Holy Spirit. Okay? That's grammatical gender. Okay? Just because it's neuter doesn't mean, okay, that he doesn't have personality. You understand what I'm saying? And the opposite could be said of the word cosmos. Just because that's masculine doesn't mean, okay, that it has personality. But it's not neuter there. You know. You know what I'm saying? Da choma, the dust. Okay, into. Okay, will return to. You could just say to. Okay, ace, not haste though. The earth, and the earth attain gain here. That's easy. Genesis 1:1 has the same construction, and this is in the accusative case construction. This is the word gay here, or gi now pronounced, means earth. Adet in Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? For earth. Behreshit bara Elohim. Hashemayim. Throw in there a couple of eights. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Wa eretz. Okay, there you go. But this is not, this is not Hebrew, this is Greek. And this is tain, gain. It's feminine, so it uses tain, not tan. You know what I'm saying? It's just like tain theos, with an alpha theos. That's the goddess. Recorded a couple of times, Artemis is in chapter 19 of the gospel, not the gospel, but Praxis Apostolon, the Acts of the Apostles. Okay? Artemis is there, known as Diana. You understand what I'm saying? Around verse 37, the other one around verse 30, something like that. But you see two of the constructions of the paradigm for Thea. Okay, you see Theon with an alpha, though, not with an omicron, making that into a feminine construction. And I believe you see Thea there with an alpha. There's at least two of the four singulars there. Okay? So there is a Thea paradigm with an alpha goddess paradigm. Not only a Theos, a paradigm in the masculine. You understand what I'm saying? But let's do this again. Kai epi strepse and will return, okay, the dust, ta choma. So choma is dust. So spelled out. I didn't give you the spelling. It looks like an X. It's not an X. It's a chi. It's a gutter. It's a ch sounding what in just like in the word for hand in Greek. Okay, it's a guttural. Just like the chet is in Hebrew. It's the same basic thing. And then you got the omega, and then that's a strict O sound in biblical Greek O, like in the word home. And then you got the mu there, and then you got the alpha. Okay, so this is a neuter word because of the neuter article will point that out also. To, and that's an ace, it's a preposition to the of. Okay, tain, gain. Okay, so that's easy. Okay, so there's one location. Is what I'm saying for the dust. It goes to the of. It doesn't go to God. It goes to the of. It doesn't go to God though. God made man from the dust, but it doesn't mean it's going to return back to him. He doesn't want it. If he wanted it, he'll return back to him also. He'll fly, like rain does, but to the other direction. He'll fly to the heavens. You understand what I'm saying? If he wanted it, he could take it. He will take it one day and raise persons from the dead, from the very dust, from the very ashes, from the very water. You understand what I'm saying? Doesn't matter. Read Revelation chapter 20, verses 11 and 15. If he wanted it, but if he wanted it then and there, okay, like right instantaneously, if he wanted the angels to carry the dust to him, we don't need your help. You people at the tower, God will take it. Ain't no skin off his nose. I'm just saying, God will take the dust if the dust will return to him, but it doesn't. What returns to him sort of immediately, there is a plane flight that we have to travel. I mean, and the planes are the angels. Okay, those are the airplanes. You know what I'm saying? They're like the airplanes, I should say. I don't want to create some heresy. They're like the airplanes. They carry us. Now, this is the secret. And I'm going to give this to you before you die. If the angels don't say nothing, you're in trouble. If they don't say, don't fear, you're in trouble. You know you're going to hell. If the angels are carrying you to God and they don't say a bloody word, you should fear, because the next step is judgment and doom and the white throne. You understand what I'm saying? But Alpha, Lambda, Lambda, Alpha. If they say don't fear, that's their job. Every time they visited somebody who was redeemed, you understand what I'm saying? From the Old Testament and the New, they always said not to fear when they knew they were going to fear. Do not fear. I bring good tidings. I mean, don't fear. You've been chosen to do this and that. Don't fear. I mean, I was fighting with, don't fear. If you hear those words when you're being carried to God, beautiful. You know, you gotta go to the beam, you gotta go to the bench and appear to Him. You know, what was done to give an account, what was done in the body, whether good or evil. You know, we should fear like that, but don't fear. You know, with a fear that has to do with torment, because you're okay. Now you should have that assurance anyway. You should kick your feet in. Carry me. Oh man, carry carry me to the presence of Jesus. Oh, what a flight! This is better than coming to the Philippines. You understand what I'm saying? Finally it's done. The toil, the tasks, the tests, the trials, the tribulation, the torture. Everything is over. I'm gonna see God. I'm gonna see my mother. I'm gonna see everybody who's waiting for me there. There's gonna be some surprises. Gonna be more people than I don't expect in heaven. I'll tell you that right now. And the people that thought they were gonna be there, they ain't gonna be there. Maybe. Okay, that's what I said. You're gonna be shocked and shock and awe. But God is just. That's all I know. So let's get back to this. The first clause says that the dust is going to return to dust. Yes, to the earth of man. Yes, what I'm saying? Kai epistrese. That's what I'm saying. Tachoma ace or east or ice. I don't care how you pronounce that preposition. Team gain to the earth. As it was, and that's katos. As is katos. You understand what I'm saying? Kappa, alpha, theta, now there's theta, omega, final sigma. You understand what I'm saying? Eta. Okay. As it was. As it was. It wasn't in the beginning, it is now. See? It's like a part of a prayer. You understand what I'm saying? Now, how did that come to pass? That's just a deal. What's it? Katos eta. And, okay, this is the other clause. It's a different clause, man. Come on, man. It's like Joe Biden all over again. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man, the tower. Get with it, man. It's another clause. And Greek or kai, nowadays pronounced K in modern Greek. Tapanuma, oh, the Spirit. Oh, bueno. I mean, that's just a deal. Bueno Spanish. Oh, well and fine. Panuma. Some people used to say Numa in the old days. Dr. Barnhouse, which I'm gonna see him in heaven. I'll tell you that right now. Can't wait to see him in heaven. The cream of the Bible teachers for many years. Cream of the crop. The best Bible teacher I ever heard, not preacher, Bible teacher. Best preacher I ever heard was Martin Lloyd-Jones, without a doubt. Oh, but Charles Haddon Spurgeon, Angie, ever heard of him? Yeah, but I never heard his tapes. They didn't have audio in the 18th century. I think he was alive in the 1700s, right? Something like that. Well, the audio came out, 1895? I mean, come on, man. Just in time for these preachers to come about in the 20th century. Oh, God is a God of order. He said, all these preachers are going to preach, and I want some recordings of these guys. Come on, God, get with it, guys. Come on, this technology has been around for thousands of years. You need to catch up a little bit. So let me just get out these radio waves in 1893, confirmed and given credit to in 1896. Come on, get you lacking. Come on, I want the first radio transmission, okay, the same year the Titanic sank in 1912. I want that. Come on, hurry up. I knew about this one at the time of Abraham, and even before. Come on, get with it. Come on. I mean, you guys are slow. Come on, let's get going. Come on, let's make these tapes. Celluloid. Come on, a camera. Not only for these starlets and stuff like that in Hollywood. We're not making it for the gospel. Come on. That's just a deal. Ace. Tain again. The dust will return to the earth as it was. Katos. Heita. And then Kai Ta Panuma. Because these older Bible teachers used to say just Numa. No, but it's Panuma. I had to fix that myself because of Mouse. I said, Panuma? He said, Panuma. I said, what? I'm always used to Numa, not this business. You understand? But where's the P? The P's not silent. There's no silent letter in Greek. If it's there, it's mentioned and recorded. You know what I mean? Either by a diaeresis or a diphthong, or well, there's silent letters in proper diphthongs. Okay, fine. You say to, not to-e. I understand. Okay, fine. So the iota silent underneath that, but it's improper. Okay, all right. So I guess there are silent letters in Greek, but it has to be underneath, the omega or the eta or the alpha. You know what I'm saying? But then after that, I don't see any other silent letters in Greek. The reduplicating perfect tense reduplication, that's sounded out. Even the reduplicating, the rough breathing marker they use as reduplication, that sounded out. Okay, in the me verbs. There's no aleph, okay, silent letter in Greek for the Greek geek. Okay, it's that. Anyway, so that's just that deal. So it's panuma. It's not numa, like Dr. Barnhouse used to say. It's panuma. I agree with that. I had to change. I used to say numa all the time. Numa. But that's the problem. That's from the English. Like Psalms, you don't pronounce the P in Psalms. So you say Psalms. And Psycho, that great movie by Alfred Hitchcock. I know it scared everybody half to death. But it was a great film. And then, but Psycho is with a P though. But the P is silent. I think psychology, I'm a bad speller. Psychology, that's with a P. So, but it's silent though. So this is the deal, but that's English though. And then they carry that off. So when they see a lexicon with a P beginning a what, well they instinctively preachers don't pronounce the P. They pronounce the letter after, and the letter after the P in Greek is in the transliteration of it into English is N, is Numa. So they're going to see an N, and thus from vines to, whatever lexicon they were using, they're not going to mention the P in the English. P, N, U, but they're not going to mention the P. That's just the deal. They're going to mention it. But it's actually Panuma, so that's just the deal. As it was. And the tapanuma, a man, meaning, will return epistrepse, and there's the future transformative again, to tanteon, God. And that's in the accusative case construction. Now, this is beautiful right here. Let me preach on this a little bit. Let me give you a little bit more Greek that I'm allowed to do it because I'm a preacher and a Bible teacher, because sometimes the Greek doesn't come forth and really slaps you in the face with things, but preachers do. Okay, that's what we have to put them to do, to amplify the Greek. To amplify the Greek. That's what we're here to do, and we got permission. No, even the Greek instructors say this, that we're traitors. Not like Benedict Arnold. It's not like a willful, traitorship going on. It's not like they want to be Benedict Arnold, but they have to be by default. Just when you teach in the Greek, you put a little bit in that's not supposed to be, because you have to take away. So they call themselves traitors. It's not me. It's not me calling them traitors. No. There's a beautiful show, Voice at the Bottom of the Sea, and they go back into time, into Benedict Arnold's time. And then Admiral Nelson is saying everything that Benedict Arnold is going to do right in front of Benedict Arnold. And he said, "Is this guy a devil?" How do you know such things? Well, I come from the future, you punk. Okay, I know everything what you're going to do, you bastard. You're going to betray the United States. Wasn't really the United States at that time, the Union, whatever it was, I don't know. Okay? That was in George Washington's time, I think, right? Benedict Arnold? I mean, goodness gracious. You didn't have 50 states yet. Wait until they get to Puerto Rico being a state. You have to change the whole flag. Okay? America doesn't care. It's just Puerto Rico cares. Because Puerto Rico doesn't want it to become, they either want it to become, let it stay a commonwealth or independent part of the union. Good God, make up your mind. The Republicans don't want it to become a state. I'll tell you that right now. Okay, it's sad. The Electoral College. This is the deal. All right, let's get back to this because I'll make the Republicans mad at me. I don't care anyway. Who cares? All right, it says over here, Kai Tapanuma, okay, epistrepse ace into a return to God. Edokin, okay, alta. Who gave it? Not who made it, by the way. Let me push that. What happened there? What's this? What's that? Come on. Man, that's chapter 1. That's verse 1. Okay, so let me see over here. Okay, that's verse 7 over here. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? So return to God. Now, I said in my study that it could be either, okay, to God, it could be in the dative case, okay, toteo or tantean. So I was very consistent. I know that could be either the two. It could be to God or, it could be toteo or tantean. But let's just relish that it's in the tantean construction for a while. That's what I want to stay with. You understand what I mean? Why? Well, this is in the accusative case. So what's the big deal? Well, it's a case of limitation. Not to kind, but as to extent. The extent of the returning is limited to God and not the earth. See, that's the thing. That's the thing that's brought forth here. Okay? Since this is the accusative case, I will relish in it. Okay? Is that what I say? Why? Because this is the case of limitation. Let me give you an example. Praxis apostolon, the action of the apostles. Apostolon means of the apostles. Okay. Praxis means acts, and apostolon means of the apostles. Like that. If you want to, praxis apostolon. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. You don't see a lot of capital Casis, but you see it in the title of the book, and you see it some other places in the Bible, but not a lot though. The Kasi, the capital Kasi. When you're using a modern day Bible, not everything capitalized. You'll see it all over the place, the capital Kasi. But anyway, and I'm talking about that unctuals. But let's get to it. Verse 7, no pun intended, because we're looking at verse 7 of something else. In chapter 9 of the Acts of the Apostles says that when the Saul was walking, okay, when he saw Christ, okay, that we heard the voice. But when he goes into the King James, okay, when it gets into the King James, the Acts of the Apostles, chapter 22, verse 9, they didn't hear the voice. That's a wrong translation. No, the NIV and NASB and other good translations says they didn't understand the voice. See, that's the fulfillment of a good translation of that understands the accusative case. That is the case of limitation as to extent. Okay, the Apostle Paul. And Luke records this, in Greek. He was a Greek. He understands, okay, and he wrote down, okay, the accusative construction. The limiting case as to extent. In other words, the extent of the hearing. Not that they didn't hear the voice, they didn't understand the voice. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't understand it. So, I clear my throat. That's probably the King James only curse they got today. You know what I mean? Just my child Anna Devane, when she's a special child, so she understands when I say to her, Daddy's sicky, and then she laughs. Daddy's sicky, all right, And then my younger child, Sean Donnelly, and I got those names from General Hospital. Sean Donnelly, Sean, when I say Daddy's sicky, and then he goes, okay, you don't have to bring it out. You have to amplify my sickness. You understand what I'm saying? If I have a cough, you don't have to amplify it. Don't laugh. You understand what I mean? But this is the deal. The deal is that since this is limiting, this is the construction of the limiting case. Okay? Yeah, the nominative case, the case of designation. The genitive case, the case of description. The accusative case, the case of limitation. The ablative case, and that's getting way back there. The case of separation. The instrumental case, the case of means. Is that what I'm saying? I think the ablative case I said already. And locative case, the case of location. Or whatever Manti said in his book. I'm getting it from his book, manual Greek grammar, manual grammar of the Greek New Testament, Okay? A position, I think. Position, something like that he said. I have to look at that again. But let's get back to this. Since this is limiting, you understand what I'm saying? The extent of the trip, of the journey, that is limiting it to God only, well, can't go to the ground. That's the beauty of the limiting of the Greek. For the Greek geek. That this is limiting the trip. It's a one-way ticket, man. And the ticket says God on it. You know what I'm saying? That's your designation. That's your destination, not the ground. So you can't say that the dust is going to return, okay, to God, meaning the dust. That's not like that, man. This is not permitted in the Greek. You see what I'm saying? For the Greek geek. This is delicious. This is glorious. I love the Greek and the Hebrew. Because this is it's like watching, 3D. Or 4D television, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you want to stay watching, those little tiny boxes and stuff like that from the old days? You have one of those tube televisions still? I mean, I don't think so. You want to still be watching the black and white? Superman in black and white with those tights? Or do you want to see red and blue and stuff like that? A little bit of white or yellow, I don't know if it's S. Come on, man. It's like Joe Biden again. Come on, man. Come on. Get something, get a 50-inch. Get a 46-inch or 42-inch. I don't care. Get something bigger. Hey, know the Greek and the Hebrew. That's what God is meant for you to do. And if you have those stinking books from the tower, get rid of them, man. It's a stumbling block. It's like Hebrew. Get rid of them. But don't get rid of them right away. Use them to expose the JWs when you get out, because you can't get them on Amazon anymore. So I take that back. Okay. I mean, it says over here, okay, Tanteon. But the JWs love Tanteon. They love that. But do you know who's Tanteon because of this text in the New Testament? You love Tanteon, don't you? Oh, you love Tanteon. Okay, so when I come back, because I have to research where it's at, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna smack you right in the kisser. Who's Tanteon in the New Testament that this is talking to about? Okay, you understand? Who's Tanteon? I'll give you a little clue that in the book of Philippians, I just have to find out the verse, and then I'll forever know it. You know what I'm saying? Either in chapter 1 or chapter 2. Probably in chapter 1. To be absent, I could do it probably right here, because it's probably verses like 20 or 21, something like that, or 23. So we could check it out probably here. I don't have to do a lot of investigation. To be absent with the body is to be present with the Lord. To be absent, to be present with the Lord? Who's talking about? Just talking about Jesus. So you champion that Tanteon in John 1:1b. That is God, my God. Okay. But the sexy, sassy JW. Sexy and sassy JW, you know what I'm saying? I say that because he used to play football, doing all them moves and stuff like that with them tights and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Never played an NFL game in his life, but still. He champions himself of being a football player. Okay, fine. Collegiately, okay, fine. He was a good player. I mean, he was a good player. I don't know why he didn't make it to the pros. Maybe he became a JW. That was a stumbling block. It's just something else. Maybe his son will play in the NFL soon. I don't know. I mean, he's good. I hope not, to tell you the truth, Concussions and stuff like that. Syndromes. All this stuff. But he says that the accusative case has to do with something having an article. And the nominative case has to do with something not having an article. Come on, man. Those are not the designations, man. I told you that the accusative case means, okay, it's limiting. It's a limiting case as to extent. And then the nominative case has to do with designation. It has nothing to do with... we have terms for that, what he's talking about. Either, okay, anarthrous or, articular. When something is anarthrous, it means that it doesn't have an article. Okay, there you go. When something is articular, something has an article. That's just the deal. Nominative theos, okay, is anarthrous because it is a... Okay? It is a what? Is it a what? Predicate. Is a predicate nominative. Is in the predicate position. Because of the existence of Amy there, which is ain in the imperfect tense, it is a predicate saying something about logos. Okay, don't say logos. It's cheap, please. I can't take it. I get into that too. I forget. This is almost hypocrisy. Can you understand what I'm saying? It's like stepping on a gum. It's like stepping on gum, and you get it off your shoe, and you're stepping on it again. I mean, come on, man. So Joe Biden again. Come on, man. It's like Joe Biden tripping all over his shoes and stuff like that, or tripping all over the plane, or tripping over his luggage, or something like that over his hat. He just can't take it. That's why Harris had to come in. And it was much too late for her because of the baggage. No pun intended. Because he tripped over that. Come on. But I love Joe. Can't take it, guys. Gotta wait for the next election. Good God. Would it be the case that Trump, who I hate, okay, will increase the term limits again? Like he used to have in the 1940s, that you could run again and again and again and again, and not only 2 terms? Because then Clinton, Harris, and Obama will all run. I'm telling you right now, all of them will run. Obama will get into it again. He should. I mean, that's just a deal. And then Clinton, I don't care how old he is. He's the smartest, apple pie. He'll get in it again. So you're going to have a primary of those 3, and may the best one slug it out. And I think it's going to be Obama because he's younger and he's more popular and stuff like that. He's the cream of the crop of the Democratic Party. So if he wins, then you know who's going to win on the other side. Trump again. Even though Bush might come into if he's not lazy, if he's not sitting on his couch, not doing that, counting his dollar bills with the word George on it. I mean, I love Bush, but still. Then he'll get into the picture. You understand what I'm saying? He'll get into the picture. Is that George Bush will get in there? So you got George Bush running against Trump. It's like a boxing match. And then you have these titans. Clinton against Obama. I'll say Harris won't win. Won't be close to them. That's just a deal. And then Obama will be against Trump. And there you go. Obama's gonna win. That's all. We need some. We need some cleansing of the White House after Trump. That's just a deal. So put the term limits on. I don't care. I hope he increases it, to tell you the truth. I hope so. But then if he beats Obama, we have to look at his ugly face again. That's the only problem. That's the danger. But why not go again and again and again? You said you'd do it in the 40s anyway. Why limit it? If the people want you again and again for the 3rd term or the 4th term or the 5th term, go ahead. Politics. Hey, that's just a deal. That's kind of interesting altogether. But Tanteon. But who's Tanteon in the New Testament that this is referring to? It's referring to Jesus. Jesus is the Tanteon recorded here. Why? I'll tell you why. Because to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord Jesus. But over here it says that you go to God, who gave it. Now let's look at the word "gave" before we get into that scripture, though. You understand what I'm saying? It says, oh yeah, Tanteon. Okay, fine and dandy. It says astis, and then edoken, because I remember the acute marker. It doesn't have an acute marker here, but I remember the acute marker famously recorded in Revelation chapter 1, verse 1. Edoken is there, and that's in the aorist tense. But you may say, but no, and this is in the perfect tense. Don't you see the kappa and epsilon there? No, that's the tricky part about it, because now we're talking about the me system. The me system, like in Amy or didomi. This comes from didomi. Well, it doesn't come from didomi. That's the present tense, but I'm just saying. This is the same word, didomi. It's a me verb. Okay? So the kappa and the epsilon are used in the third person singular for the aorist tense in me verbs. That's the problem. And not only that, the kappa and the epsilon in me verbs are also used for the perfect tense, though, also. So you got kappa and alphas and kappa and epsilons being used for two things: the aorist and the perfect in me verbs. What's the clue that this cannot be the perfect tense? What's the clue? There's an augment over here. The epsilon is like an ed in English. You understand what I'm saying? Signifying the completed action in English, but this epsilon is here. Because right, let me see over here, that do is the stem that contains the word to give, among other things. I didn't want to make an infinitive out of it, to give, but you know what I mean. Do is the stem. The epsilon is an augment. Well, there's no augment in perfect tenses like that. There's no augments. You see it in the imperfect tense. But you don't see an augment in the perfect tense. You see reduplication. And you see vocalic reduplication and consonantal reduplication and stuff like that. You see reduplication also in me verbs, and also reduplication that have to do with rough breathings within the iota. You see that, okay, sometimes. But there's an augment here, so it can't be the perfect tense. It can't be. So that's how this is in the aorist tense. A simple completed action. I already told you that not all aorists are created equal. So sometimes there's no time element in the aorist forms. Just look at your participles. Participial constructions. There's no augment because there's no time. Everything is continuous. All right. So Edoken. He gave the revelation to Jesus. Revelation 1:1. You understand what I'm saying? He didn't show it to him. That's Dexai. To show, I should say, rather, his servants, his slaves. See, he gave it to Christ so Christ could turn and show it to his disciples, the slaves. You understand what I'm saying? Just a deal. So who gave it? Huh? Who gave it? Who? Okay. Who gave it is Edoken. Edoken, you see. Gave. He gave the spirit to man. So that's why the spirit man has to go back to God to give an account. A fat account. That's just a deal. We have to go back to God. And who makes it first in these trips? Or what makes it first in these trips? What makes it first? Who wins the race? Well, I mean, the soul goes in one direction, the spirit, and the dust goes to another. Who makes it first? Well, I mean, the spirit goes first. The spirit wins the race. Okay? I mean, it takes time for the body to decay. I mean, it takes time. I mean, it took, Lazarus 4 days to completely be corrupt? Not bones, because he still was smelling, so there was something of him. You understand what I'm saying? He stinks. It's 4 days. He smells. Okay. It takes even more longer than that. And it takes about a year for it to be just a set of bones. You understand what I'm saying? Just look at the ossuary system. You know, they came after a year, collected the bones, and put it in a stone chest. And that's why Caiaphas was found. The guy who tore his clothes. Blasphemy. You're the son of God. It's blasphemy. We found his bones in 1990. You know what I'm saying? In an ossuary in a stone chest. I don't know, about 2x4, something like that. I don't know. And that's just the deal. They found his bones. It takes time to corrupt. It takes time to decay. Pethara, decay, corruption. You understand what I'm saying? Shachaz in Hebrew. That he would not see decay, the Messiah. You understand what I'm saying? He's not going to go under that regular process. But everybody else does. Except for two other people. You know, Elisha never saw corruption. And Enoch never saw corruption or decay because he didn't die. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? It's just a deal. But who makes it first? Who wins a race? It's just like, you know, Peter going up against John. Who's first to the tomb? Well, John, he's younger, you know, and Peter was burly and fat, and he didn't make it. He's the one that went in first, though. Probably John was outside weeping and stuff like that. I'm just a deal. But Peter's always bold, and he went in first. That's just it. Why win the race if you ain't gonna go in? But who makes it first? Well, the Spirit goes first. I mean, goes very quickly to God. It's just a matter of moments. Those angels fly at the speed of light, even quicker. I mean, I just you ain't got time to make up a speech, girly boy. Girly boy, you know, that's like George Takei. You know, it's a mistake. I'm glad I did it though, girly boy. There you go. A girly boy, a womanish man, a mannish woman. You. But I'm not talking about that. Boy and girl, I gotta put a conjunction. But thank God I didn't separate it for, you know, because some people still think that, you know, God created Adam and Steve and not Adam and Eve. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta make that mistake. It's just a deal. Huh? Alright, so who goes first? Who wins the race? The contest? This is the need for speed. Well, who makes it first? Well, the Spirit goes to God first. I mean, he wins the race. I mean, it's just a deal. And then, you know, the body is the king. It takes time and blah, blah, blah. You know, it turns into dust for dust, yeah. But it takes time. By the time that happens, I mean, you're already at the presence of God giving an account. Either at the white throne or at the bema. You understand what I'm saying? So the Spirit always wins the race. I mean, he always wins the war. You're always gonna beat your other part. The other part is melting away and stuff like that. It's like, you know, it's just like the Wicked Witch of the West in Wizard of Oz is melting away slowly, but it takes time. Oh, who would have thought that a little girl like you would destroy my beautiful wickedness? I'm going. Of course, you bastard. How you say that and for the women? I don't know. Bastress? I'm going. Oh, come on, you witch. Come on, man. Of course you're going. And probably, I mean, you know, when I was a boy, I'd say, man, she never took a bath. And she never took a bath. That's what she must have smelled. I mean, she never can be in water. So that witch never took a bath. I mean, good God. Nobody held their nose at the set, though. I'm just saying. And then in real life, you know, the one who played the witch tried to melt it down. No pun intended. Meaning, like, you know, the wickedness of the witch. She didn't want, you know, boys and girls to be scared. So she appears on Mr. Rogers. Neighborhood of Make Believe. She said the witches are, you know, it's just come on, man. A witch is a witch. Don't try to say that the witches are so nice. Oh, this is all the kiddies, you know, that watching the show or the movie won't be scared. They're supposed to be scared, man. That's what people pay for, to be scared. And go on a roller coaster and be scared half to death. That's what Hitchcock said, you know. And then come out there smiling and laughing after the ride. Oh, Mommy, I want to go back. Come on, man. Joe Biden all over again. But Edoken is here. Who gave it? So the limiting case of the accusative, you understand what I'm saying? Is limited. Is limiting, okay, the trip of the spirit to only go to God. It's limiting. Is a limiting case. Is that what I'm saying? That's just a deal. But let's hasten though. Let's go. This is going to be the last part of the no annihilation series. This is it right here, guys. It's too bad it had to end. All good things must come to an end, they say. I don't believe in that, but anyway. Let's go to let's go find it first in English. Okay. Let's go to the book of Philippians, you understand what I'm saying? In the New Testament. Let me see, let's poke the bear over here. Okay, all right, and that's just First John. And that's the deal. And Galatians and Colossians and blah, blah, blah. And that's just a deal. And let's go to chapter 1 because it's probably there. Let's go to verse 20. It might be in verse 23, but let's just see. It says over here, according to, let me see, my not be put, see, okay, all boldness, Christ, see, in my body. For to me to live is Christ, and to die is gain. Okay. But let me see over here. Okay, here we go. Verse 23 is the coup de grace, is the answer of who's the God, okay, being referred to in the Old Testament. When it's talking about that we return to God, well, who's God? Now, I'm not denying the Father. He wasn't the Father at the time, but others, I will be to him a father. Okay, he will be to me a son. There's a future tense form is there. Okay, and I believe in verses chapter. Let me see, what is it? Chapter 1, verses 5 and 6, I believe, and 5:5 and 7:3. Of Hebrew says the same thing. No father, no mother. A patron, a matron. You understand what I'm saying? Alpha primitives, I think I used there, negating the word that's coming up. Father and mother. No father, no mother. You understand what I'm saying? But I will be to him a father. He will be to me a son. He wasn't the father of Jesus in the Old Testament. He wasn't. Okay? That's just a deal. Dr. Walter Martin used to teach that also. Not only me, you understand what I'm saying? But verse 23, but I am, okay, hard pressed or torn from, okay, both directions. Okay, it's like a tug of war. Having the desire to depart. See? To depart. Psalm 146. You understand what I'm saying? Psalm 146, verse 4. To depart and be with Christ. For that is very, much better.
But I am hard pressed from both directions. / am having the desire to depart and be with Christ. For in that / am is very much better.
Okay. I mean, I'll let her read. Okay. Just a deal. My police whistle just, poked the bear and she started speaking. It's a deal. It's always getting in the way. I got to put it in my fist. Because I'm using a magnifying glass. You understand what I'm saying? So, but let's check out the Greek. Let's confirm. Let's not just believe, this translation. Let's check it out in the Greek. It's okay about me. I mean, I'm not like Islam that hides their manuscripts and stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying? From the world. They don't want people to confirm. But we confirm all you want. Confirm all you want. You ain't gonna find nothing bad there. I ain't scared of it. Check us out. Verse 23, is answering who's the God of the Old Testament recorded in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7. And that's the coup de grace. I am pressed. Okay, sune chamai. Oh, this is an oh my word. Okay. However, that's post-positive. That's a post-positive. You understand what I'm saying in Greek? Between, and that's ek, between. Okay, and it's taking the genitive, the ek there. Ton, ek, ton, dua. Between the two, probably the genitive of place. The, and that's tain, so feminine construction is coming up, tain. Okay, desire, okay, epithumion, the desire, okay, having, and that's a participial construction, echon, that omega and nu is in the active construction there. Okay, present and active, by the way. Over there on the top it says present participle active. The on comes from antas, like that. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? That's just a deal. The omicron was shaved off. The tau was shaved off. The nu remained. The omicron became an omega, and then the case ending dropped off, and that's how you have on. It's just like huparchon, labon, zone. You got all of these things. You understand what I'm saying? Epon, like that, right? No? For myself. Ace. For myself. I'm torn. To depart, and that's an infinitive. Let me see if that's an infinitive. Yeah, psi is there. There's an infinitive. As an aorist infinitive active construction, the psi is pointing that out, just like Nye can point that out, and this is an aristo psi construction. Okay, the psi is an aorist construction, I should say. On a lucide. Now, what does that mean? Well, it has to do with, I think Julius Armanci, okay, I'm going to borrow from him, said it correctly. This is a one-time action. This is not a succession of actions. This is a one-time event. This is an aorist. This is an aorist infinitive active construction. One-time act. Ana lucide. Okay, there's an infinitive there. To depart. To depart. Okay, fine. Okay, to depart. And Greek word kai with, okay, soon. Okay, you get synagogue out of this preposition and stuff like that. Christ. Oh, so he's the God, he's the Tanteon, found and recorded there in verse 7 of chapter 12 of Ecclesiastes in the Greek Septuagint. Oh, wow. Ah. Man, what a feeling. It's like brushing your teeth. And I think the witnesses have to brush their teeth. They have to take a bath. If you don't take a bath, you have no part with me, said Jesus. Meaning a feet. The feet has to be washed anyway. But the witnesses have to take a bath. Because they're witnesses. Somebody asked me, Angelo, do you have to get rebaptized if you come from the Catholic Church? Yeah, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's for emphasis. It's like Emil, you know what I mean? Okay. Hell yeah. Yes. Do I have to get rebaptized? I was baptized in the Mormon church. Okay. Hell yeah. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? Oh, that comes from the pit of hell. You have to get rebaptized. You can't use the same underwear in the evangelical church that you used to use in the Mormon church. What makes you think you can use the same baptism? Good God, what a question. Angelo, I got baptized as a JW. Do I have to get rebaptized? Hell yeah. I mean, that's like a triple negative in Greek. You understand what I'm saying? That's like ooh me ooh. Okay, something like that. You understand what I'm saying? Or ooh me ooh day. I mean, good God, yes. Don't even ask that, man. I took a bath, okay? I took a bath in the Jordan River. Do I have to really take a bath again? Yes, man, it's dirty. I didn't tell you to take a bath over there since somebody from Israel. I want you to take a real bath. Come back. Just like the Wizard of Oz. Come back, please come back. I don't know how it works. Goodbye, folks. Well, if you don't know how it works, how are you going to go back to Kansas? You don't know how it works. You gonna let the balloon take you wherever? To and fro by every wind of doctrine. There you go. That's just the deal. See? That's just the deal. So let's just take it out over here. It says over here, okay, with, and that's soon. And then you have Christ. With Christ. Christo. With Christ. There's an dative case. It's the case of designation. Christo. If it was Jesus, it'll be Yesu. But Yesu is genitive, Ange. Yeah, but you just wait. Yesu, okay, is used by two cases. It doesn't fully inflect the name of Jesus, you know. It doesn't go to, Jesus, Yesu. There's no such thing. It has to be Yesu. Again, just like the genitive. So two cases share the same construction, Yesu. That's what I'm talking about. And then you have your accusative Yesun with the no. Nowadays called ni. You know what I'm saying? But over here, Christ, she recorded. So he's the God of the Old Testament. That's just a deal. More better. And let me see. What's that? A word that's not used in John chapter 14, verse 28, by the way. Kresan. That's not used. I'm just saying that's not used. It's not. Kreson. That's not used. It's a different spelling. Kreton over there, though. Better. For, and that's Gar, and that's right before the stuff that I just read, the stuff of God, you know what I'm saying? Very much, and that's palo. Very much. To be, okay, ani, and that's a preposition. I'm sorry, that's an infinitive also. The nigh is there. And that's present infinitive active construction. The nigh is there. The other one was side. There's a whole bunch of infinitive morphemes. A whole bunch. And a lot of them with alpha and iota at the end of these constructions, okay? That's why you can tell it's sort of a clue that you're in the infinitive system. You understand what I mean? It's a clue. To be or not to be. That is the question that I ask of thee. You dig? I used something from like Shakespeare or whatever it was, okay, and then something like you dig from Batman and Robin, okay, like Burt Ward, Oh boy, that matches, right? And with Christ, to be. So the infinitive comes after. But it has to do with Jesus anyway, to be with Christ. You don't say, okay, with Christ, to be in English. You have to turn that around and say to be with Christ, which is far better. There's ANGELO KYKUINONES giving glory to the God of Israel. God is not the God of the dead, but of the living. And that means the Abraham, Isaac, Jacob were very much alive at the time that Jesus said those words. Please subscribe to my channel. Please give me a thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? Pop it. And leave your comment on the screen. Man, I didn't want to leave the series, but I have to go. The No Annihilation series. Not as ambitious as the Anastasis series, the resurrection, the bodily resurrection of Jesus series, by the way. Somatica. Anastasis. Tu Christu. Yesu, Hamon, Kuryu. Or put the Hamon in the last position, or whatever. The bodily resurrection of Jesus, that one was more ambitious. But this one, it answers a lot of questions. Was the soul annihilated? No, in the Bible. A man, anyway. A dog or a pig, a cat. Especially the cats, I don't care. Get out. You're always bothering me anyway. You understand what I'm saying? Over here in the Philippines. You understand what I'm saying? Especially the cats. I can't take them. I mean, just go get annihilated, please. And the pigs, we eat them anyway. They're delicious. I mean, they're just, the dogs, okay, I love the dogs. Some of them anyway here in the Philippines. They're worthless anyway. They can't guard anything, not even a cigar. But the thing is that there's no annihilation. So why believe it? You have to give an account to God. I'm not going to preach again. I did that in my research study leading up to this. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, you have to give an account to God, and you're not annihilated because there's two different destinations. There's the destination of the body. You understand? And the destination of the soul and spirit of mankind. We are eternal beings, made in the image of God, and everything is recorded in books. You understand what I'm saying? And so we have to give an account. He's the creator. We're his statistics. We're his creatures. And so we have to give an account. That's all. Don't try to escape it just by denying, the soul is that man is an eternal soul. You can deny it all you want, but it doesn't change it, though. That's the problem. You could change translations and stuff like that, but you can't change what God has put in place, man. It's a losing battle. It's a losing war. Wherever you are, and however you die, God has enough stuff from you to raise you from the dead, meaning that body. But the soul is going to be there already, though. That's the thing. It has to catch up. The body has to catch up, though. There's a lot of catching up to do. You understand what I'm saying? That's just the deal. Huh? Time is a terrible thing to waste. Why waste it at the tower? You ain't learning nothing there. They don't care about you. They call you the other sheep. You see? They call us the swine class, but so what? Okay. I'm not in there. But you're in there. You have to come out because you got family members. They're going to go to the same hell as you're going to go. And you're going to say, oh, how I hated instruction. When your flesh and when your flesh and skin is eaten away. I hated my instructors. Oh, Father Abraham, please send somebody to my brothers. I can't go, but send somebody, the priest and my 5 brothers, so they won't come to this place. See, that's just the deal. You're thinking about it now. That you're there. Oh, I can't go to you. And you can't come to me. You had your chance. Yeah, you shot. And you blew it. You see? Should have thought about that when you were a rich man on earth. Not under the earth. You understand what I'm saying? Not in the center of the globe. The cardia of the earth. Verse 40, chapter 12 of the Gospel Katamathayan. Of the lower regions of the earth. The parts. Verse 9 of chapter 4 of Ephesians. You should have thought about that before. About being a Fulake. This is a possibility. You're wrong. You see? That's just a deal. But enough of that. Thank you so much for listening to the series, the No Annihilations series. It was a lot of hard work, but it was a pleasure bringing this series to you. The only thing I ask, if you came all the way to the end, and I think I'm gonna put this in the beginning of this, of this recording or something like it. Please subscribe to my channel. It's just a help. It's a help to me. It's encouraging to me when I see new subscriptions. It's just an encouraging thing. I don't do this for money. I don't have no super chat here. I can't even do it anyway. And if I could do it, I don't think I would. I'm not saying that I'll never do that in the future if it doesn't grow, because the money I could put in for buying things for the computer, that I could make these videos better and stuff like that, and getting better programming and stuff like that. I can use it for that, I guess. But forget about that for now. I mean, it's a lot of work doing these things. There's a lot of work that goes into it. It's a lot of time. I already spent over here hours and hours of my morning time doing this for you guys. Like 3 or 4 hours. I don't know what it was, because I did it before I went to sleep. Also, trying to get these things up for you guys. It's hard putting the titles, the tags. I hate to do that on the phone. It's as a legally blind person, it's very, very tough for me to get on this phone and read with the magnifying glass because the police whistle is always getting in the way. It's like that. So when I see a new subscriber, I say, "Wow, man! Oh, wow! It went to 80. It went to 79 to 80, and then to 80 to 81, and it went to 82, but it went back to 81. I don't know why somebody unsubscribed, but it happens sometimes. But let's get those subscriptions over 100 before the year's up. It'll be a joy to me. It's just like, wow! It's a big boost. It's like morale in the army. You understand what I'm saying? Good morale. It's like that. So please please subscribe to the channel. Please give me a thumbs up, and please leave a comment on the screen. I mean, I get more thumbs up on walkie-talkie reviews. I get more views on walkie-talkie reviews. Walkie-talkies. They're here today and gone tomorrow. This is eternal stuff. The stuff of God that's being spoken of by a messenger of God. You understand what I'm saying? Me. And I'm very, in a good way, proud of doing this for the Lord, that he can send little old me, little old Angelo to you guys. But it's amazing that there are so little views when it comes to that. Now also it's the tag. I tagged it with Baofeng, and there's a lot of Baofeng buyers and owners out there of these walkie-talkies and stuff like that. So I have to do a better, diligent job in tagging the spiritual things also. But even though I tag them, I still don't get the views that the walkie-talkie reviews get. I used to get them in the old channel, but not anymore. The old channel are where my fans are. Okay, is that what I'm saying? They're not in the third channel. They definitely wasn't on the second channel. They're stuck over there with the Greg Stafford debate. You know what I'm saying? They're stuck over there. I got 19,000 views in one video, 8,700 views in another video, 2,000 views in one, 1,000 views in another, 500, 800, 700, 300. It's all across the board. Tens of thousands of views I got in the other channel, but not in this channel though. So, I mean, but let's see how God is going to use them, before he takes me home or after he takes me home, Maybe it'll be like Martin Luther leaving, 95 theses on the church bulletin board, which was the door, and he didn't think nothing of it too much, and it grew, and then the rest is history. If that happens, it's good because I'll reach more people with these things. You understand what I'm saying? Because when Jesus comes back, will they be faithful upon the earth? We need to get this stuff out there. It's not being taught in the church. It's not. It's not, especially in the Philippines. Oh, that's not my son. Wait for a second, that's my son. Sean, are you Sean? Who's that? Oh, hello. Hey, come along. Come. Let's take off the shoes right there. Take off the shoes, huh? Come on. Come along. Let me see. He's okay. What about Anna? She's sleeping? Okay, thank you, okay? I was making a Bible study, but I'll turn it off now. Get back in the Word. Oh, wow, these are nice and clean. Where's the other one? Get it. There you go. Okay, that's good. That's funny about it, dang. Yeah, let me clean your hands. Okay? Go inside. Hold on. Okay. Now that my son is here, guys, I'm going to have to let you go, okay? I'm going to have to probably take him a bath or at least wash his hands because he touched the slippers, and the slippers were dirty. Okay? So that's just a deal. This is Angelo Quinones giving glory to the God of Israel. Again, God is not the God of the dead, but of the living. And that means that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were very much alive at the time that Jesus said those words again. Please subscribe to my channel. Please give me a thumbs up, and please leave your comment on the screen. You want to say hello? Say hello. No. This is Sean Donnelly, my son. He's going to take over the ministry, hopefully. I mean, I'm not going to last forever. Say hello, my love. Say hello. Say hello. Hello. Okay, you want to use the phone. Okay, you don't have to attack. Okay. I'm coming, my love. Yeah, I'm going to have to wash your hands. Take care, guys. I hope you enjoyed the series. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye, Elise. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. He's 2 years, 2 years and a half. Okay, he's my son. My son, Sean. Finally. Okay, bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.